Hi, I'm John Erickson, author of the Hank the Cowdog series of books and audio books, and I'm doing this little video for the Texas Homeschool Coalition to give you an idea of what we've been doing since we saw you at the last convention in 2019. I guess the first thing that I would mention is that in 2019 we lost Gerald Holmes, who was the beloved artist who put faces on all the characters in the Hank stories. Gerald and I started working together in the 1970s, and he illustrated all 74 Hank books. Number 74 was the last one that he illustrated, and we brought it out in 2020. Replacing someone like Gerald Holmes is really not a possibility because he was such a unique individual and a unique talent. But we had to look for somebody else to carry on because we had more Hank books to publish, and so we were going to have an audition a number of artists, but we discovered that the young lady who serves as my editor for the Hank books and takes care of our social media, Nikki Early, she worked with Gerald for a number of years on cover design and on his illustrations, and in the process she learned to imitate his style. So we went through a rather painless transition there. Nikki is now illustrating the books, and we brought out number 75 this fall, and this is Nikki's first book, Case of the Red Rubber Ball. We'll be attending the Texas Homeschool Coalition conventions, God willing, this next spring in 2021, and we will have 4 new Hank books there since we skipped a year. The Buried Deer, number 73, Gerald's last book, The Frozen Rodeo, and The Case of the Red Rubber Ball, and the new book that'll be out next spring, number 76. We also, in 2019, brought out a kind of unique book. It's called Finding Hank. Over the years, I've gotten so many letters and emails from fans who have questions about the Hank stories. I decided to take those questions and make a whole book out of it, and that's what this is. It's got a lot of photographs of me and my family, Chris and I, and the ranch where we live, and I answer questions such as where did Hank come from, and where did you get the idea for Drover, and why did I decide to start writing about a dog? And so it's a real good book for Hank fans, and we'll have that book at the 2 Homeschool Coalition conventions next spring. And of course I've got audio books for all of those. I've recorded all those 4 new books as audios. Another thing that we did this year is we produced a popular podcast. A well-known award-winning movie director named Jeff Nichols, who lives in Austin, Texas, has been talking to us about doing a movie or TV series about the Hank stories, and he decided to make kind of a practice run at that So he directed a Hank story. He chose book number 11, which is a book that he read to his son and they enjoyed very much, Lost in the Dark Enchanted Forest. He's well connected in the movie business. He's done 5 movies. One of them, called Mud, starred Matthew McConaughey. So he is a friend of McConaughey and they've worked together, and he chose McConaughey to do the voice of Hank. McConaughey, of course, is an Academy Award-winning actor, and Jeff Nichols had a supporting cast that included 2 other Academy Award winners, and including Cynthia Erivo and Kirsten Dunst, who did the voice of Sally Mae. He was kind enough to give me a little part, Wallace the Buzzard, and so that podcast came out in September of 2020 and was on Apple's top 10 most popular podcasts worldwide. And we're very proud of it. I hope you'll have a chance to listen to it. It's extremely well done. And you can do that by going to any place where podcasts are available. And it's free. It was sponsored by the HEB Corporation. And we're proud of it. We hope you'll have a chance to listen to it. I've listened to it many times. Another thing that happened in 2020 is that Chris and I moved into a new house that replaced the one we lost at the ranch in the wildfires of 2017. It was a long process of trying to reconstruct the home that we lived in for 27 years. And Chris designed the house as she did the first one, and it's a beautiful, gracious home, and we're very glad to be back in our canyon on the ranch where we started. Well, that ought to catch you up on what I've been doing during the pandemic. Chris and I spend a lot of time here on the ranch. It's a good place to be in the kind of situation that we've gone through, which has been hard on everyone. We're hoping that we'll be past that by the time these conventions roll around. So I hope you'll join us in one or both of the Call to Teach conventions next spring. And you can get more information on that and register for those by visiting THSC.org/convention. THSC.org/convention. So, God willing, we'll see you there next spring. Bye-bye.